Okay, so we have three items in front of us. We have the anapot, which is a reader for our electrochemical sensor. I have an electrochemical sensor in this test jig. So the test jig allows us to pipette samples onto the electrode, allows us to have electrical contact with the reader. So we now have effectively an electrochemical cell. Now this test jig comes in a few different sorts. There's the pipette-on version where you can just put a sample on the front here. We have a flow cell, and we also have one with a magnetic base, and this is a magnetic base. So what's happening is there's a magnet sitting just underneath where that electrode is, and there's a magnetic field that's pulling behind the electrode. So the reason we've done this is for some assays you really have a sample of material, and within that material there's actually, you know, the proteins or antibodies or antigens or DNA or RNA. There's something that you want to bring to the sensor so that we can sense it. So an efficient way of doing that is actually to have a capture probe on a magnetic bead. So we have a magnet here, and we're saying, all right, so we'll help you or provide you with the magnetic beads. They'll capture in this sample all your solution, and then, all your sample, and then when you put it onto the anapot, what will happen is I'll use this magnet here. So what happens is the magnet sits underneath the electrochemical cell, and then it basically starts drawing the magnetic beads out of solution, and you end up enriching the sample next to the electrode. So that's what we've done there. You can see that we've drawn all the magnetic beads out of the bulk and onto the, next to the magnet. And that's exactly what happens here. We have a super strong magnet sitting underneath the electrode. You pipette on your, let's say, your slurry. Not slurry, but suspension. So and then when the suspension goes on to the onto the anapot test rig, the magnet then pulls all the sample out of the bulk solution and onto the electrode. Okay, so please contact Zimmer & Peacock if you have any questions about the anapot reader, the test jig, especially the magnetic test jig, and also the magnetic beads for capturing sample and enhancing the signal. Okay, thanks very much.